So welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, stackers. Welcome back, everyone on YouTube. Fun day. Today is the day we are finally going back to the scrapyard. It's been a very long time since I've done a scrap video. Probably since like 50 or 60,000 subscribers. So it's been a while. It's definitely been a while. What I'm going to try to get accomplished today is I'm going to obviously take all my light iron. This is light iron metal. This is the cheapest metal. But I want to also try to break my record for the most amount of money I've ever brought or got from a scrapyard. So my record, I think, is $94 or $96. Hoping to break the $100 mark today. Going to try to bring a lot of non-ferrous, as much as I can kind of fit. So we have insulated copper. This is aluminum. This is all irony aluminum. These, I'm going to take off the top piece and the handle, and then that becomes clean aluminum. So there's definitely a lot to do. I've been saving all year for number 2 copper. That's all number 2 copper I've accumulated over the whole 2018 year. And should be fun. This video is probably going to be a little bit longer than most videos. I want to try to aim for like 15-20 minutes. Really going to break down. I know it's been a long time since we've done a scrap video. So I'm going to really try to explain a lot of different things and my thought process on why I scrap certain ways as opposed to not scrap certain ways. This is also a hobby. This is not something I do full-time. This is just something that I kind of do to pay off the gas so I can do garbage picking videos. If you guys follow the channel and watch the garbage picking videos, this kind of pays for the gas for the garbage picking. So to make those videos, you have to also do this kind of stuff. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. So let's get into it and let's do some scrapping. All right, so I brought this box down from the warehouse. There's a couple things here. So this looks like cast aluminum. This stuff is clubware. It actually came out of that foreclosure house a long time ago. I've been holding on to it. I was going to sell it, and it's too dented, and this is all mold. That's all black mold, so I don't want to sell that at all, and I don't want to get rid of it anyway. That's definitely best to just be scrapped. Something like this is called dirty die cast. Got some insulated copper, some aluminum. You guys might see that guy right there. That's actually a pretty small one. Those are called cave crickets, also known as camel crickets. I don't know what this is. It's like a night light. Those guys live in my basement, and it's not fun. But we have all these non-ferrous metals. This was like, so this is also die cast. I have to take that out, but I did want to empty out this bin. So what I do with this stuff, so we got a cord here, got a bunch of cords, hid on in the garage. With this stuff right here, I have 2 buckets. You see there's also, that will come off shortly. These are actually like clippers for, this one actually has a huge nick in it. I don't know how well that shows up. I think they're for like gardening clippers. So you clip off the end, that becomes garbage. You clip off the other end. And this is similar to, this might be a refresher for some of you guys, but this is similar to when people cut cords on appliances or vacuum cleaners. This is then recycled into a bucket like this, and that is insulated copper. They run these things through a granulator and it like chips it up, and it separates the copper from the plastic. Some yards then recycle the plastic, some yards don't, but the copper definitely gets recycled, and that's what insulated copper is. As you see, I have a whole bucket here. Generally, this weighs like 25 pounds, I think. Because I kind of got backed up, I ended up making a second bucket. So that would be all the clippings. So I got to clip down some of those cords down there. Some like this as well, even though it looks like a different cord, it is actually insulated copper in there, and it goes for the same price at my yard. It's no different than the last one. Sometimes these irons go as dirty aluminum because this bottom piece, I believe, is aluminum, but the rest of it and the majority of weight is not aluminum. So I just throw it usually in the iron pile. Like that. And of course we have another cord. This kind of looks like a shoestring. But you might be able to see the little copper on the inside. So this is an air conditioner. I was able to rip off, I'm just dropping screws everywhere. So this is a radiator. Might not be able to see that. That's a radiator there, but it's a really small one. So to take it all apart and kind of micro scrap it by taking off the noodles, cutting off the side piece, whatever it might be, it's not worth it to do something for a smaller radiator. However, on the back side there's a bigger radiator, which looks like this. And then what you usually do is you can bend back this piece. This is iron, and you cut off all these noodles. This is number 2 copper, and then you can put this in your number 2 copper tub and get paid a little bit more money than you would if you just left it on. Number 2 copper I think is like $1.60, $1.70 a pound. If you bring this whole thing in just like this, you get 35 cents a pound. If you take off the metal piece, with or with not the copper, because it will come off regardless, I think you get about 90 cents per pound. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is cut off all your copper noodles, because you're going to get more money for that, and then just slice it and scrap off the piece of iron, because you'll get more money if this is considered clean radiator rather than a dirty radiator. Pile is getting smaller and smaller. You guys might remember some of this stuff from garbage picking videos. You guys remember these bar stools, really moldy, but still going to be repurposed and scrapped and made into something else, which is the best thing about, scrapping, is that this stuff does get recycled. It was going to the landfill. It's being reused into something else. You're not donating it and then throwing it out. You are simply recycling it, and it's going to be made to something else, which is awesome about this whole scrap thing, is that everything is reusable. This thing was completely shot. You guys might remember I decided to pick that up for its parts. Completely destroyed, so end up having to scrap it as well. All right, so got all the iron out. It's all cleared out. Managed to make a bucket up of like adding stuff from, well, I didn't even realize that. I have more stuff in here. It's all like screws and stuff. That one had a lot of dust. But, you got cans, aluminum cans. The thing with aluminum cans, I've said it a couple times, is they're very lightweight. It takes 30 to make 1 pound, and they stink. So if you keep on, if you make a pile of just aluminum cans in your garage, you're going to attract fruit flies, you're going to attract all these different bugs. If you throw one here, there, you don't really, collect them, you're not going to have that problem. And I figured, to go through aluminum cans, I'm going to probably accumulate 100 to 200 aluminum cans over the course of 6 months. And when it all breaks down, it comes out to $2. So to eliminate the whole problem with the fruit flies and disgusting and stuff, I just keep it in the iron pile. And every time I go, I just, if it's in an iron bucket, it's just in an iron bucket. This is all number 1 copper, or number 1 insulated copper. I'm trying to remember where I got this from. But that's number 1 insulated copper. It's a thicker kind of copper. So you'll see this is like a solid, I guess you'd call it like a bar. As opposed to, that's Christmas lights. As opposed to braided copper, which you might be able to see kind of, it's braided. It's not even going to show up. This is insulated copper, and the other one is premium insulated copper. So I think right now this is maybe 45 cents a pound or 50 cents a pound. And then this stuff might be like $1 a pound or 95 cents a pound. So it's worth twice as much money. From my personal experience, it's not worth stripping this. It just, you get bare bright, but the time it takes and this and that, and you eliminate the insulation, you're only making like 10 cents more per pound. And the time it takes to make another 10 cents more per pound, you're not really making a grand total in all ends of work. So I just bring in like that. There's probably 3 or 4 pounds here. It's not much, but I'm bringing in everything that I have. These bars are going. I don't know what's in these buckets. That's dirty stainless. And I don't think I have much dirty stainless, so I guess that's not going to work. I used to mark everything. So this one might say iron aluminum. It's got like 3 pieces in there. The problem with marking everything is when I get back from the scrapyard, I just throw it in there and then it's all clean anyway. And you know, some months I'll accumulate more of this, so I won't use this. I'll use a bin. That's kind of the problem that I have with marking things. I don't think anything's in that Vista box. No, it's empty. So my next project right here is I'm going to try to clean all these aluminum screens. I don't really clean the crutches, but something like this I would clean. And when I mean clean, it means take off the iron. So for something like that, it's pretty easy. Someone suggested using this rather than a hatchet in one of the previous videos, which is probably a great idea. So bam. And bam. And just like that, you go from having irony aluminum to clean aluminum. And this I'll usually just bend like that. Always wear eye protection. Getting little shards of glass or metal in your eye is probably going to be extremely painful. So always wear this whenever you're doing something like that. And always little noodles, as a lot of people call them, right in there. So now you have a clean aluminum copper radiator. I did have a couple other ones on the road, almost there. Nice train tracks in front of us. We have what looks like a harvester in front of that. Harvesting corn. It's a combine. I don't think it's called a harvester. I think it's called a combine. Here we are. Glorious Scrapyard. That guy's up there doing something. Oh, they got TVs in this establishment. That's cool. Probably has the price of whatever scrap price is currently. That's really cool. Yeah, it does. It has a scrap price. That's awesome. Cool stuff. Scrapyard is on the up climb. Kind of interesting. That thing opens with without the key in it. Keep the key in it. All right, start loading up. All right. Oh man, this one's heavy. This guy probably hates me right now. supposed to go now. I don't want to go behind him because he might not be able to see me, but... Oh, jeez, I don't know. That's the pile. That's all the junk I just threw there. Got the excavator working. It's a big pile. You gotta think how much money they have invested in that pile. 50,000 maybe, 100,000. It's a lot of money. A lot of moolah. What is that? That's kind of nice. That little side table kind of thing. That thing's kind of cool. Brown one right there. All right, just gonna wrap it up over here. All right, so wrapping up here, do the payment. It was a lot different, you know, for non-ferrous. Everything's now done electronically, so you need your ID, you need your license plate number. I don't know if they're doing it for revenue reasons or if they're doing it for legal reasons. It's probably a benefit for the scrapyard in either case, but so now when you go in, everything's done. Before, you used to like bring the shopping cart on the non-ferrous thing, and if you had it all in buckets, he would just take out a bucket and deduct whatever it is out of the, you know, whatever you have. Now he takes the bucket out of the shopping cart, puts on the scale rather than the whole shopping cart's on the scale, so he does it one by one. It's a little bit more time consuming. It takes a photo of what you have, and then he has to go in and write in what you have. It does all the math automatically, but everything is a loading screen. It's like he presses 4 pounds. It does 4 pounds. It takes about 3 or 4 seconds and then goes to the next screen, which then does the deductible weight. So it might be 2 pounds. And then it takes another 3 or 4 seconds to find your total weight. Everything has a loading screen. It takes forever, especially when you bring in like a ton of things. It just took a very, very long time, and somebody was behind me who didn't like it. And I love the scrapyard. It's not their fault that it takes a long time. It's the software. And I can tell the guy was kind of getting upset that it was taking a while, but overall it was still fun and kind of is what it is. So for the light iron, I had a total of, as you can see, this is no longer handwritten, 800 pounds, currently 450, 100, $36. So that was the light iron. The gross is the left, and then what you have remaining once you come back is the second number. So that's the difference. Is right there. And then they multiply it by that. No different than on the non-ferrous metals. If I can show you guys somehow. All right, here we go. So for this yard, you'll see like the big thing is your net. That's the big number here, because on this top one, the sheet aluminum, first off, it was all different kind of mixed aluminums, like cast aluminum, sheet aluminum, aluminum extrusion, stuff like that. But that was in the shopping cart. That's why it weighed 200 pounds initially. It only weighed 59 pounds in terms of metal, but that's the number you kind of have to look at. So for aluminum, 35 cents a pound, 20 bucks. Try to get this thing to focus. I don't think GoPro's even focus. Next one, Christmas lights. Gotta find the F. Ho, ho, ho. I know they definitely put that in there too, because the guy was like, yeah, something else wasn't. Oh, what was in the computer was pewter. That wasn't in the computer yet, so they put it as something else. So they definitely put that in. That gives me a chuckle. 4 pounds of that, 5 cents a pound. Next, you got a premium insulated wire. That's $1.10 per pound, 4 pounds of that. Then we have the big bucket of wire in the smaller bucket, 40 pounds of that. That's all like the appliances and stuff like that. Stainless steel, 25 cents a pound currently, 20 pounds of that. Die cast, you guys can see dirty aluminum, dirty brass, yellow brass, sheet and light copper, and then number 2 copper. That's all the copper noodles and stuff. That's $1.95. I had 15 pounds of that. So that's $29.25. The grand total for the non-ferrous was $122. Obviously, the brasses and the coppers really bump it up. You got close to, I guess you got around $60 in those three. In just those three, you have around 60 bucks. Throw in some aluminum, you got another $20, and some insulated wire, you got another 18. So the non-ferrous metals are very, very important. Overall, is like $158, by far scorching my previous amount. It was a lot of fun. I'm very happy that I got out to the scrapyard. I think the electronic thing will grow on me. It's a lot neater. It's a lot more organized. It's easier to read. But at the same time, it's much more time consuming. And I know a lot of other yards are switching over to the electronic way of doing it because it has more of the record keeping. I can see is a lot easier for the yard. You know, they can see that 12 pounds of yellow brass came in, how much, you know, weight went out. I don't know what this is going to do with if people want to buy things. So a lot of these scrap yards are usually cash only businesses. You know, you come in there, you see something you like, you can buy it, throw them a couple bucks, and that's that. So with this now being like this, I don't know what's going to do. Who knows? Overall, it was a fun day. Nice score all around. Got some money to do some scrap picking and garbage picking. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you guys enjoy scrapping videos, or if you want to see where this stuff has come from, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, have a great day. Keep living a dream. Peace.